What's up, Instagram and YouTube? It's your boy Salty Redcorn, and I'm back with an ill-prepared knife review video. Today I want to talk about the Spyderco Paramilitary 2 Tanto. This is the Blade HQ exclusive in M4 and Jade G10. This is something that they do, is very common for them. Pretty much all their exclusives come out in this pattern. The Tanto version of the PM2 was released sometime last year, I believe. They released it in S30V. Maybe that was 2 years ago. They released it in S30V first. I bought this. I had two of them in S30V. I had a bad experience with their heat treat on the S30V on that particular knife. And so I sold them off, and I had the opportunity to buy an M4 version, right? We can get into blade steels, but I'm going to save that for a different video. M4 is a great, tough blade steel. It's hard, very hard to beat, right? And so the Paramilitary 2 has been reviewed by many people, but I'm just going to say a few things about it. I think the ergos are insane. It's one of my favorite grips on a knife. You can hold back here. You have a full finger choil for a choke up in the top. You can pinch the hole for a very nice, fine work grip, okay? So let's talk about the blade. The blade is a really cool shape. It's a take on an American Tanto, and it's also, you know, it's a PM2, right? We have a nice wedge up top here, which reduces some of the weight. This blade is a little bit heavier than your standard PM2 blade, being as you have a little bit more stock right here. It's a little bit more of a beefy blade. Okay, we're rocking a hollow grind here on the flat side, which is very common to a Tanto, right? And then we also have a full flat grind here up on the tip. And what does that do, Salty Redcorn? Well, a Tanto in general, by design, has much more strength at the tip, right? On a regular PM2, it gets very, very, very thin here, which is great. It's great for cutting food and, you know, maybe possibly hunting applications, field dressing an animal, something like that. But this one's a little bit more thick, okay? So this is gonna have some more strength. You're gonna have more prying power. You're gonna have a little bit more strength during, like, say, you know, stabbing into something. If you're a cold steel guy, maybe you wanna stab a car hood or drag your knife along the side of a door for testing. Who knows, you know? But yeah, extra strength in the tip, that's a big deal, okay? Also, something I like is you have basically two different cutting edges, okay? You can use this cutting edge for your standard pull cuts, whether you're cutting food or cutting cardboard. And then you have this full flat grind up front with a nice tip for cutting open boxes, some fine work, whatever you need to do, right? But you also have a secondary tip here. You get a secondary tip. This tip comes in handy for all types of different stuff. If you need to potentially open a package without damaging things that are inside with this tip stabbing in, you can run along the side of the package with this portion of the blade and open it up, no problem. You're not going to damage any of the stuff inside. And let's face it, a lot of guys that are carrying EDC knives are opening boxes, right? Or cutting food or doing very simple tasks. I really like how they did the DLC coating. I'm a big fan of DLC on Spyderco knives. I think Spyderco does a really good job with the DLC, and it helps with this M4 blade seal. M4 blade seal is not corrosion resistant, and it typically rusts pretty easy, right? You can see some evidence on my edge of some patina. We're not getting any full pitting there, but we're getting some patina on the edge, and that can be easily cleaned up with a strop or a hone or whatever you choose to keep your edge nice with, right? Also, I like Jade G10. I think Jade G10 is really cool. And the reason I think Jade G10 is cool is because it lends you to modify your knife in any way you want. You can color this just about any color you want, right? This is the natural color that G10 comes in. And I haven't done anything to mine. I haven't dyed mine. I haven't picked the perfect color. And I kind of like this color. It's kind of growing on me. Standard PM2 pocket clip, nothing new there. One thing that I wish they would have done on this knife is coat the liners, all right? So it would just give it a much more uniform look, feel, right? The fact that it's not coated doesn't hurt my feelings. It doesn't make me mad, right? It doesn't do anything like that, but it's just something I wish they would have done, right? Gets kind of weird back here. They have the coated lanyard hole, and then the rest of the barrel spacers are just regular stainless. So I think for aesthetic purposes, it would have been cooler if they did coat those, right? Not the end of the world. The action on this knife is just what you'd expect from a Spyderco PM2, and this one's even a little bit more drop shutty because of the extra added weight of the blade, right? I also like the way it flies out. It feels a little bit more positive coming out just because of that added weight, you know? And that's arguable, right? Is it better? I don't know. Does it work for you? That's all that really matters, right? If it works for you. All right, so what else can I say about this? Other than Spyderco, I love you. Keep doing your thing. I want to give a shout out to some guys that have really been helping me along in my journey. I want to give a shout out to Grugs06. Check him out on Instagram, give him a follow. I want to give a shout out to Scabo, Quiet Boys Cutlery. Go check him out. I want to give a big shout out to Donnie B. He's been helping me with some top secret projects that I'm working on, and I'm very, very appreciative of it. Thank you guys very much for helping me out. Go check out all their YouTube channels. Hit the subscribe button. If you like Salty Red Corn's videos, you could subscribe too. Let me know in the comments how I'm doing. Give me some advice. Give me some tips, some videos you want to see. Just let me know what's up. I love you guys. Peace.